What's the first thing college graduates should focus on when starting their careers?
I think a great area is understand sales, right? So whatever company you're in, talk to the sales team, understand who they're selling to, why are people buying their products or services, right? So I think either an internship or having a mentor in sales is great, because if not, they're gonna start building some bad habits of marketers.
Yeah, bad habits is definitely a true one there, huh? And then you touched on internships. So how can internships or those entry level jobs become stepping stones for bigger opportunities?
Well, I think mainly, it's a proof that you know how to do something, right? And so again, more than a degree or a course, people that are hiring other folks, they'll, if you can uh, simply elaborate actual accomplishments, it's gonna be easier. So I think it's just a proof that you actually done something. I think it's learning a sport, right? You can imagine you're gonna learn tennis in reading books and going to classes versus going out there and getting your ass whooped 6-0, 6-2, right? Then you're saying, oh, okay, I couldn't, get any returns on the serve, so I'll work on that. So
Yeah, you can sort of over time understand the weak points and then make those a little bit stronger. Yeah, and then that kind of ties into this next question nicely as well. So, what's the best way to showcase results and impact in a resume or an interview?
yeah, I think one of the things that I like to hear when I'm interviewing somebody is someone that speaks like a person, not like one of these, almost like nowadays, like an AI given response, right? What we used to call in journalism the cassette, right? Like something that is memorized. Like when you ask a baseball player, how do you feel? Well, it was a team effort. We all want to go out there and give 100%, right? It feels refreshing when the baseball player says, I didn't know that pitcher. I only guessed it was a fastball coming, and I was lucky I hit it. Right? That's refreshing. It comes from a person that is being honest about what they're saying. Right? So the same thing with a job interview, especially for entry level. Nobody is expecting you to say how you solved the next SpaceX rocket launch. Right? But if you can, in an honest way, explain a simple project and something obviously that you bring to the table, that you brought to the table, I think that's more than enough.
Yeah, I agree. I think sometimes people look at interviews and then they think they have to have this candid response like you were talking about. But if you show more of yourself and then the data and the impact you've been able to have in an organization, I think that speaks more volume, right? And then a lot of people look for guidance, right, in their entry level career positions. So, from your perspective, how important is mentorship and how can young professionals find great mentors?
I think it's hugely important because it will shorten your learning curve. It's like having you know Roger Federer teach you tennis, or a pro teach you tennis instead of going out on your own every day. You know, and I would say that the best way, leverage your network. I think that's becoming obsolete nowadays, with everything being digital. But like, if you have a friend, if your dad knows someone, get them in contact. And the truth is, people are people are very sympathetic with young folks, right? They want to help, right? And they can be, well, when you say Steve Jobs, I think he called somebody at Microsoft, and they answer the phone, or was something like that. One of those big guys, they said they just started when they were 13. They looked at the directory and called the CEO of a company, say, hey, do you think I can borrow a laptop? Or, and that's how they started, right? And people will often say yes. So you just need to reach out. And in the absence of those, I think LinkedIn is a great place to contact some folks. And if you're not selling them something, odds are very good that at least a few of them are going to reply and help you out or meet with you.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I think people shouldn't be shy to reach out, right? I think they should just go for it because the worst people can say is no. Um, and then, sort of, final question here. What's the best piece of career advice that you've ever received that young professionals need to hear?
I remember uh, either one of my bosses said, if if we have everything under control, we're not growing fast enough. Or if you have everything under control, you're not growing fast enough. So it speaks about being comfortable, not controlling everything and not being a perfectionist, because that will slow you down.
That's extremely profound, actually, right? Because so many times people want to be complacent or comfortable, and they just want to do the day to day activities. But yeah, if you, wow, yeah, that's very impactful.
And it comes that natural attitude of wanting everything to be in control. It comes from a good place. It comes from a sense of responsibility and respect for your own work. But that mind shift, is like, well, yeah, but then all of these things are not being done by anyone or by my company. So I always explain to my team, I rather you take 20 projects, right? And 10 are successful, that you only take two and the two are successful, right? What's important is the total number of successes, right?
Carlos, I appreciate you, spending your time with us, sharing your wealth of information.
Thank you for having me. I enjoyed it. This time went by really quickly. So, that definitely means that you had a good time.